Hello everybody all at once, this is Theo Cedar-Jones, and this video is a two-part, and one part is to offer you a description of the most astonishing and strange experience of my life. After meeting Hadida, this is the most incredible, amazing, and strange thing I've ever had to report on my video blogs. And the other item is to basically put out an extrajudicial missing persons report on Carly Noel Franz. My last contact with her was a week ago on the phone, and we had been talking almost every day since about 5 days previous. And it was actually on 8/7 that we had our first conversation, August 7th, right before the Lionsgate. So 8/8 was the astrological Lionsgate, and the day before that, on the eve of that, I had actually called her phone number and she picked up and answered. And so began one of the most incredible story I've ever heard. But in that short time, from 8/7 to 8/14, I spoke with Carly almost every day for like an hour to 2 hours. And suddenly all communications have stopped. I have called her 2 or 3 times a day, every day since that 15th of August. And I've contacted her through Instagram and Facebook and every way that I know how. And she hasn't answered anything. So, where in the world is Carly Clone? I'm asking the help of you, the human race, now. I'm throwing myself at your feet and begging mercy. Something has happened to me where I feel now extremely attached and concerned and implicated in the welfare of Carly Clone, Carly Noel Franz. And I'm going to try to tell you why I feel that way and what's happened to me in that short week that I got to be in contact with her and what we can do about this situation. So, Carly, in her initial conversations with me, basically told me the following. And as if many of you have already followed Carly's videos on YouTube, you may already be familiar with this idea that she claims to be a clone, and that she claims to have been created in a cloning center in Canada, and that she is in the process of trying to disclose and expose and be a whistleblower against a specific practice by the Illuminati of having covert human cloning centers all over the world. And within these cloning centers, people are slaves. All their intellectual property is stolen, taken from them by the Illuminati. All their freedom is controlled by arbitrary handlers who can transfer your consciousness from one body to the other, can force you into all kinds of horrible experiences. And the whole litany of disclosures related to this, which I don't necessarily want to go into right now, of all the nefarious deeds that the Freemasons, the secret societies, and the Illuminati have been involved in. But now it's come home to roost for me. Because now they're fucking with someone that I care about. And I don't know this. I don't know for sure why Carly's not in communication. But before, or during our last conversation, she said, "Ha ha ha, I hope they don't memory wipe me again." Because if they did, she would forget about the relationship that we just resumed or started. So when I say resumed or started, I mean Carly said that I've been memory wiped. She said specifically on August 5th of this year. And that I am not the natural born son of Christina and Stanley Cedar, as it says on my birth certificate, but am a self-authored, genetically engineered human who came into this world somewhere around 2000. I came out of a tube, according to Carly. So the following report I'm going to give you, I'm not expecting you to believe this. I don't expect myself to believe this. I'm just trying to report what Carly has told me as best I can. And to basically say up front that if the cloning centers are real, if that aspect of Carly's story is true, then I'm committed to a full disclosure of all the cloning centers in the world and an ending to the enslavement of every person who's currently enslaved as clones, as ghostwriters, or as Illuminati slaves in any way, shape, or form. So this whole enslavement thing of humans is over. And I'm going to go into that further later in this video, but for now I'm just going to try to lay out to you what I've heard, been told by Chloe. No, I mean Carly. See, there's another factor here. As many of you may have already seen in Carly's videos, she claims that she is a clone of a natural-born human named Chloe, currently residing in a Canadian cloning center. And they're roughly the same age, roughly 30, 29 to 30. And the most stunning and astonishing thing, one of the most astonishing things Carly told me, at one point I sort of asked her, Carly, who the hell am I? And she said, you're my father. And you're Chloe's father, because I am the natural father of Chloe. In my previous body. This body at Theo Cedar Jones, according to Carly, was deliberately and intentionally created, I assume using all the latest genetic cloning techniques. An ideal specimen to accomplish my life's tasks. But this body was created by my original, and my original body was named Carl Walter Franz. So obviously Carly Noel Franz is named after me. Carly is Carl Jr., if you get the drift. She's my daughter. She's my soul daughter. That's the term that she used. Therefore, I'm her soul father, according to this story. Now, before she even told me this, the whole reason I pursued her on social media in the first place is because from the moment I saw her videos, I felt such an uncanny recognition and feeling of sympathy and connection and attachment and attraction and love for this person like you wouldn't believe. Like my long-lost daughter, my long-lost other half, my long-lost self. It's like seeing myself, but this beautiful other version of me. It's the strangest, most beautiful, uncanny experience of falling in love with your clone. A clone of my original self, Carl Walter Franz. Carly said that my parents in my original body were named Jean and Hilmar Franz, and that Hilmar was a hard ass and didn't tolerate or wasn't accepting of my hippie bohemian rock and roll desires to be a musician and an artist. And Jean was a saint, according to Carly, like the most honest, tender, loving, exceptional human. So my mother, Jean, is apparently a saint. And that's a trip. So I'm in shock at even the possibility that what Carly is saying is even partially true, because the implications of it being partially true are that I'm a synthetic human. And I have the two most glorious daughters. The two most perfect for me daughters that God and Goddess could have ever created for me. I am as in love with Chloe and Carly as anyone could be with anyone. And it's devastating. The most devastating part is just the emotional connection I feel with Carly. And I've experienced something like this before. I've had extraordinary intimate relationships with women in every different kind of way. And this resembles the most intense experiences I've ever had with intimate relationships, or with psychedelic drugs, or with Adida as the guru, or as my spiritual heavenly father, or my spiritual father, essentially. He told me in the last couple of years, he called me son in the channelings with Shira, so I've been absorbing this idea of like, yeah, I'm the son of God, I'm the son of Adida in the spiritual sense. I'm literally like somehow his spiritual son. And now Carly says I'm her soul father and Chloe's soul father, and that I have this whole other soul family, some of which are Illuminati Freemasons and not nice people, and some of which are the greatest humans on the planet. So my family, my soul family, is the most like extreme contrast you could possibly imagine. And I've basically watched at least 90% of all of Carly's videos. I'm working through watching every single one over again. I've downloaded your video. Okay, Carly, if you're watching this, if you can see this, I don't know whether the Illuminati has abducted you again, because you've made it plain to me that you are still a slave. You do not have your freedom to do and associate with whom you please in this above ground world outside of the cloning centers. And you've made the most astonishing statements about your authorship of vast numbers of the world's popular culture, of songs, of TV shows, of movies, of advertisements, of geopolitical solutions enacted by statesmen, of campaign strategies. Carly, I have no reason to doubt how much of a badass and a genius you are. I have utmost love for you. I have such admiration and appreciation for your whistleblowing. But baby, you gotta come home. I need you. I need you to be in my life as part of my normal, ordinary human family. And I'm telling this to the whatever factions of the Illuminati on your melting ice floe in the ocean of inevitability, which is me. I am your future. I'm now speaking to the Illuminati remnants that are still involved in this game of trying to keep people enslaved. I am letting you know this is a formal and official cease and desist order from me, Theo Cedar Jones, on behalf of everybody all at once on planet Earth. Thou shalt not keep human slaves under any circumstances, for any reasons whatsoever. All of the slavery must end now. And you, if you are holding Carly against her will now, and I don't know that, you must release her. You must let her be free, You must give her the royalties that she is due, and the credit, and face the fucking facts that when Carly and I are reunited, and when she has her freedom fully restored, there's nothing to prevent her and I and Chloe and any and all of the previous slaves and ghostwriters and clones to be one big happy family and kindly take responsibility for the running and operation of planet Earth and all of the people. You can now hand over the fucking power. You have no right, now or ever, to maintain secret cloning centers on this planet, or do any of the other nefarious deeds that you have done, that Carly has been so bold, and other whistleblowers have been so bold as to appraise us of. And I want you to know, any and all remnants, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, of the Illuminati, you must make sure that Carly is safe. Any failure to do so will be answerable to me, Theo Cedar Jones, now and forever, until all the wheels of justice have ground every last one of you and fully processed you, and the machine of justice, I will bear witness to its full and complete prosecution of every last one of you who fail in the task of protecting Carly Noel Franz. And I am standing now for the rights of every slave that you keep in captivity in your elaborate system, which is going to be fully exposed. So get your ass ready. I mean fucking business. You know damn well that these slaves and these clones and these ghostwriters have created our popular culture, have created the original ideas upon which our civilization subsists for its functioning. Originality, creativity are divinely given. And those who have the divine creative gifts should be the ones who determine power. Now, am I clear? Have I made myself completely clear? Carly, dear, I love you, and I can't wait to see you again. I can't wait to hold your hand for the first time in my memory. I can't wait to kiss your face, look in your eyes, hear your voice in person, squeeze you. And no power on heaven and earth will keep me from that goal of being able to do that with you in these above ground world, in this free world that we are creating. And I want to create it with you and Chloe and all of our soul family. And I want our soul family to be reunited on the above ground world now and forevermore. And I want our soul families to be reunited with Adida and his family, and Santosha Ma and her family. And for there to be no more interference with our free association, no more interference with our capacities to rule this world, not through secrecy, not through hierarchy and pyramids and fear and compartmentalization and mind control and rape and child sacrifice and eating children and the perverse practices you engage in with reptilians and vril and every form of perversion that you've engaged in. You must cease and desist. We're cutting you off. And you must adapt, and I'm here to help you fucking adapt. Why do you think you allowed me to be created in the first place? I'm here to lead you out of your own darkness. I'm here to be an example of what it is to be a fully actualized human being. You're safe with me, and Adida, and Santosha Ma, and the beloved embrace of everybody all at once, reunited, finally, and forevermore. So please, do the right thing. Don't harm fucking hair on Carly's head. I'm jealous of every fucking one of them. And just let us be.